In 1869, American workers did something the world thought was impossible. Using hand tools, horses, and dynamite, they hammered a railroad across an entire continent, through deserts and over mountain ranges, in just 6 years. When the final spike was driven, America owned the most ambitious railway on Earth. Today, that same country has been trying to build one high-speed rail line in California for nearly 2 decades. It has spent over $18 billion, and so far, not one passenger has ridden a single mile of it. Meanwhile, in those exact same years, China built 50,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. That is enough track to wrap around the entire planet, with thousands of kilometers to spare. More bullet train lines than every other country on Earth combined. So what happened? How did the nation that invented big infrastructure forget how to build a train, while China turned it into an assembly line? The answer is not what most people think, and it has almost nothing to do with technology. Stick around and subscribe if this is your first time here, because untangling stories exactly like this one is what this channel does. Let's start in California, with a promise made to millions of voters. In 2008, Californians approved a dream. A gleaming bullet train connecting San Francisco to Los Angeles, covering the route in under 3 hours for an estimated $33 billion. It would be America's first true high-speed railway, proof that the country could still build big. Construction began in 2013, and the excavators rolled into the Central Valley. Then reality arrived, one lawsuit at a time. The route needed land from thousands of private owners, and many refused, fought, or sued. Environmental reviews stretched on for years. Cities demanded tunnels. Farmers demanded overpasses. Every mile of the route became a negotiation, and every negotiation became a delay. And in construction, delay is just another word for money. The budget did not creep upward. It exploded. 33 billion became 77. 77 became well over 100 billion, with the newest projections climbing far higher still. The dream of San Francisco to Los Angeles quietly shrank to something much smaller. A 171-mile starter line between Merced and Bakersfield, 2 Central Valley farm towns most Americans outside California have never visited. And even that shrunken line keeps slipping, with no passengers expected until the early 2030s, roughly a quarter century after voters said yes. This year, the chairman of the state's own peer review group used 2 words no project ever wants to hear: dead end. Now hold that picture in your mind, because in 2008, the exact year California approved its bullet train, China opened its first true high-speed line, a short run between Beijing and Tianjin. One country held a vote. The other started laying track. What happened over the next 15 years is one of the most lopsided races in engineering history. Board a train today in Beijing, and you can be in Shanghai, more than 1,300 kilometers away, in about 4.5 hours. Picture leaving New York and stepping off in Chicago in the time it takes to watch 2 movies. The train cruises at 350 kilometers per hour, and it rides so smoothly that passengers play a famous game. They stand a coin on its edge on the window ledge and film it staying perfectly upright, minute after minute, while farmland blurs past at the speed of a small airplane. And that train is not special. It is one departure among thousands, on a network that now reaches nearly every major city in the country. On a busy day, the system can move 16 million passengers, an entire megacity's worth of human beings, on the move at once, every single day, at 200 miles per hour. In the last 5 years alone, China added 12,000 kilometers of new high-speed line. To put that in perspective, China completes the equivalent of California's entire starter project, finished, electrified, and running every couple of months. So what does China know that America does not? It is tempting to say technology, but that is wrong. American engineers know perfectly well how to build fast trains. The real answers are buried in 5 places most videos never look. Start with land. In China, the state ultimately controls it. So when planners draw a line across 3 provinces, the route gets cleared and compensation is decided quickly, whether everyone likes it or not. In America, that same line crosses thousands of private properties, each with an owner who can negotiate, refuse, or sue. One country moves in months. The other moves in courtrooms, and courtrooms bill by the year. Reason 2 is the lawsuit machine. American environmental laws give citizens real power to challenge big projects, and that power protects neighborhoods, wildlife, and clean water. But it also means a single rail line can face years of studies and legal battles before a shovel touches the ground. China's system barely pauses for objections. That speed comes with real human costs that should not be romanticized, but it is speed. Reason 3 is the money faucet. China funds its railways through long-term state financing that flows for decades without interruption. American megaprojects live and die by political cycles. One administration awards billions, the next claws them back, and the one after that may reverse course again, regardless of party. Imagine building a house where the bank cancels and restores your loan every 4 years. No contractor on earth can price that. So they price the chaos instead, and the chaos is expensive. Reason 4 is the assembly line. China builds high-speed rail the way factories build cars. Standardized viaduct segments cast in traveling factories, identical stations, identical signaling, and hundreds of thousands of workers who move from one finished line straight to the next, getting faster and cheaper with every project. America builds each project as a first attempt, with newly hired consultants, custom designs, and a workforce that has never done it before, because there was no previous line to learn on. Practice compounds like interest, and China has been collecting for 15 years. It shows in the price. China routinely builds high-speed rail for a fraction of what each American mile costs, which brings us to the 5th reason. It is the most uncomfortable one, because it has nothing to do with governments at all. It is about you, your house, and your car. America already built its transportation dream twice. First the interstate highways, then the world's biggest aviation system. Cheap flights and open roads shaped where Americans live, in sprawling suburbs where a train station is hard to reach, and a car is waiting in the garage. China urbanized late and dense, with hundreds of millions of people moving between packed megacities, the perfect geometry for rail. In other words, America is not just missing trains. It is missing the kind of cities that make trains unbeatable. Now, before this sounds like a simple story of winners and losers, here is the part that flips it. China's miracle has a price tag of its own. The State Railway Company carries one of the largest corporate debt loads on the planet, reported at well over $800 billion. Some lines through smaller cities run half empty, and critics inside China have questioned whether the newest extensions will ever pay for themselves. Building fast is not the same as building profitably. The honest comparison is not perfect America versus perfect China. It is a country that struggles to build at all, versus a country that sometimes builds too much, which leaves one final question. Is America simply finished with fast trains? Not quite, because out in the Mojave Desert, something is happening that almost no one expected. A private company called Brightline is building a genuine electric railway, designed for speeds up to 200 miles per hour, from the edge of the Los Angeles area to Las Vegas. No state authority runs it. Investors carry much of the risk, and the route is brutally clever, following a freeway corridor through mostly open desert, which means far fewer landowners, far fewer lawsuits, and a destination millions of Americans already drive to while sitting in miserable weekend traffic. Construction began in 2024, with trains targeted before the end of the decade. If it works, America's first real bullet train will not connect its 2 biggest cities. It will connect Sunday brunch to the blackjack table. And maybe that is the most American solution possible. Not a grand national network drawn by planners, but a private bet on one route where the math actually works. After all, the country that spiked a railroad across a continent in 6 years has never lacked the ability to build. What it lacks is the machinery of agreement, the power to get land, money, courts, and politics all pointing the same direction long enough to finish something enormous. China found its way to do that and paid for it with debt and control. America has not found its way yet, and it is paying in decades. The bullet train, it turns out, was never really a technology test. It is a mirror. It shows every country exactly how its system makes decisions at 350 kilometers per hour. So now I want to hear from you. If you are American, tell me honestly, would you actually ride a bullet train from Los Angeles to Las Vegas or from city to city? Or is flying and driving just too deep in the culture to give up? And if your country already has high-speed rail, tell me what it is really like to use, because millions of viewers here have never set foot on one. Drop your answers in the comments. The best ones might shape where this channel goes next.